My beloved child, pause for just a moment and open your heart to these words, for I have been watching over you since before you ever drew your first breath, and I have never taken my gaze from you, not for an instant, because I formed you with my own hands, and I breathed life into your being with profound love and purposeful intent. I want you to know, right from the start, that you are never alone, and even in your quietest hours when the world feels hushed, I am there, sheltering you in the comforting expanse of my everlasting arms, refusing to let the turmoil around you tear you away from my embrace, for I am deeply invested in your story. Do not fret over the storms that threaten to overwhelm your senses, because I am your guiding light through all chaos, steadfast and unshaken in my devotion to you, and I will anchor you with unyielding strength that cannot be broken by fear or despair. Believe me when I say that no mountain is too tall, no valley too dark, and no obstacle too great for my power, for I am the one who moves mightily on your behalf. Open your heart to me and trust that together we will create something beautiful from every struggle, and by the end of each trial, you will see how my grace prevails, how your hope is restored, and how my goodness illuminates your path toward a radiant tomorrow. I am the one who stands beside you, even in those moments when you feel unworthy, unloved, or uncertain about your future, and my eyes behold every facet of who you are, every quirk, every strength, and every insecurity. Yet I still long to draw you close to my heart. Take courage, and do not let your fears consume you, for I am the architect of your destiny, weaving threads of divine purpose into the fabric of your life. And I see beyond your failures into the grand design I have laid out from the beginning of time. Embrace this truth. You matter deeply to me, and there is nothing beyond the scope of my forgiveness or the reach of my compassion, because my mercy endures through all seasons, through every calamity, and through each uncertainty you might face. Let my words soothe your troubled mind, and trust that even in your loneliest hours, my presence is a fortress of peace, an unwavering sanctuary that holds you safe. Stand assured, for as surely as the sun rises each morning, I will raise you above every pit of despair and plant your feet upon the firm ground of unbreakable hope. You are precious in my eyes, a jewel of inestimable value, and I take great delight in your every step, in every honest prayer you whisper, and in every ounce of faith you dare to show despite the doubts that might swirl within you. When you wake in the morning, unsure of how you will face the demands of the day, I am there, whispering gently to your spirit that you are not alone, that your struggles do not define you, and that I will never abandon you to the confusion that tries to steal your peace. When you lie down at night, questioning whether your efforts were enough, or replaying the scenes of regret in your mind, remember that my love for you knows no boundary, and I do not measure you by your mistakes, but rather by the immensity of your potential and the intention of your heart. Even when you cannot see the path clearly, be assured that I am illuminating the way one step at a time, and I will not let you stumble beyond my capacity to lift you up. Take these promises to heart, and know that I am endlessly patient, forever rooting for you to flourish, and always willing to shield you from the arrows of condemnation. Never question your worth, my dear one, for I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands, and your name is forever precious to me, signifying that you are known intimately, loved fervently, and cherished eternally. If you find yourself doubting, pause and sense my presence encircling you, for I am never far, and my compassion never runs dry. My love is not like the fleeting affections of the world that can shift with time or fade with distance. Rather, my love for you stands firmly established before the foundations of the earth were laid, and it shall remain through all that is yet to come. In your moments of victory, I cheer the loudest, and in your days of despair, I cradle you with infinite tenderness. determined to mend every bruise and soothe every ache in your soul. Lift your head and see that I hold you close, determined to transform your pains into breakthroughs and your doubts into unshakable conviction for the journey ahead. When you ask yourself if anyone truly sees you, remember that I have been there all along, watching your struggles, witnessing your tears, and capturing each wordless cry that escapes your heart in silent agony. I know those nights when the weight of the future presses heavily on your chest, when you yearn for answers that never seem to come quickly enough, and when you wonder if I have forgotten you in the midst of so many swirling needs. Please trust me when I say that I have not turned away, and I will never forget or forsake you. For my heart beats in rhythm with your longing, and my ears are always open to hear your prayers. Do not fear the unknown, for I have already gone before you, smoothing the rough places and clearing a passage for your feet, so that you may walk forward in confidence and peace, no matter the shadows that threaten your horizon. You are not walking this path alone, because my Spirit walks with you, sheltering you from harm, and leading you toward the joy I have destined for you since the dawn of time. I understand your confusion, your lingering questions, and the burdens you carry so silently, because nothing about you escapes my attentive gaze, not a single anxious heartbeat, nor a trembling breath. There are moments when you might doubt your own resilience, believing you are too tired or too weak to endure another day. But I assure you, I am the strength beneath your wings, lifting you higher than you ever imagined you could soar. Do not carry your burdens in isolation. Instead, trust me enough to place them in my capable hands, and you will find, to your surprise, that the load becomes lighter and your spirit becomes freer. When you feel as though darkness has stolen your joy, remember that I am the light that no darkness can overcome. And if you lean on me, the shadows will recede, replaced by the unwavering radiance of my love. Be still and know that even if life's storms rage all around you, I am your faithful protector, wrapping you in safety while my voice stills the tempest that threatens to shake your peace. I do not take your troubles lightly, nor do I ignore the cries of your heart, because I care too much to leave you stranded in uncertainty. When you are overcome by sorrow, I am your comfort, enveloping you in an embrace that outlasts any trial, determined to carry you through to the other side. When you believe there is no one left to understand the pains etched onto your soul, I stand beside you with compassion that knows no limits, reminding you that you are never overlooked. Let the knowledge of my unfailing concern for you calm every storm of anxiety within your mind. And if you begin to feel hopeless, return to me, for my arms are open wide, always ready to welcome you back to the security of my love. Do not give in to thoughts of abandonment or despair, for I am moving even in the moments that seem silent, crafting blessings that will soon be revealed like flowers blossoming in a meadow after the coldest winter. Walk with me and see how I lead you through pathways that may twist and turn, but ultimately end in greater glory and deeper understanding of my heart. Sometimes I allow you to experience trials, not because I wish to see you suffer, but because these challenges refine your faith, cultivate humility, and strengthen your dependence on my sustaining power. Know that I have already won victories on your behalf, and I orchestrate events in ways that surpass human comprehension, weaving together seemingly random threads into a tapestry of divine purpose. If you feel the weight of doubt, lift your eyes to the heavens and behold the vastness of my creation. For the same God who hung the stars in place is holding your life in perfect care. I never fail in my promises, and I never abandon the children I love. So rest in this truth. Your story is safe with me, and I am writing each chapter with the ink of redemption and the colors of grace. Embrace the fact that you do not journey aimlessly, for I am your shepherd, leading you beside still waters and guiding you through green pastures, restoring your soul when weariness threatens to consume your hope. Even if you walk through valleys overshadowed by uncertainty or adversity, fear no evil, for my rod and staff are there to comfort and protect, demonstrating that you have a refuge no storm can penetrate. Hold tightly to my promises, for every promise I make is like an eternal flame that cannot be snuffed out, and even if darkness tries to cast its veil, my light will break through. Believe that I have planned only good for you, and within that plan, every challenge can transform into a stepping stone that elevates you to new heights of faith. Let your heart rest in my sovereignty, because I see what you cannot see. And in my wisdom, I position every blessing at the precise moment it will benefit you the most. I know your dreams, your yearnings for a life filled with meaning, and the desires you hold close to your heart, and I am eager to supply every good gift when the timing is right. Some doors may close unexpectedly, leaving you perplexed and disappointed, but do not resent those moments, for I am redirecting you to pathways better suited to my grand design for your life. Instead of harboring frustration, bring your questions to me, and let me guide your feet to the place where you will find fulfillment and lasting joy. Remain close to me, seek my will in every decision, and trust that my voice will speak into your spirit, guiding you with clarity when the road ahead seems shrouded in mystery. Take hold of my counsel and dare to believe that I have something extraordinary in store, something beyond your current imagination, because my abundance knows no boundaries, and my generosity exceeds what you can comprehend. My dear child, you are never forced to stand alone in any battle, for I am the shield around you, the sure defense that no adversary can triumph against. Even if you face hostility or betrayal from those you once trusted, know that I will mend the wounds of your heart and I will restore your peace, for no betrayal can sever you from my devotion. Forgive those who wrong you, not because they deserve it, but because I have forgiven you, and that freedom of forgiveness will become a testament to the power of my grace living in you. Extend compassion and let my spirit of reconciliation soothe your anger, for in this you reflect my own heart, which never ceases to love, regardless of human failing. Remember that I do not call you to walk perfectly, but to walk closely with me, drawing strength from my presence as you journey through triumphs and trials alike. Open your heart to my word, for in Scripture you will find a reflection of my nature, a testimony of how I dealt with my people throughout the ages, displaying my steadfast kindness from generation to generation. When you read of how I delivered my children from Egypt, parting the Red Sea so they could walk on dry ground, know that I will make a path for you in your desert places as well. When you see how I guided David in defeating Goliath, remember that I will equip you to conquer the giants in your own life, those fears and doubts that loom large on the horizon. When you discover how I restored sight to the blind and resurrected hope in those who were cast aside, believe that I have the same power to resurrect your weary soul and open your eyes to new possibilities. My word is alive and active, a blueprint for hope, a roadmap for faith, and a love letter penned by my hand for your heart to treasure and hold. Do not shy away from prayer, for it is the key that unlocks deeper intimacy with me. And it is in that secret place of communion that I reveal my heart to you in ways words cannot fully describe. Talk to me as you would to a dear friend, unburdening your soul, and trust that I am listening intently, not to judge or condemn, but to soothe your anxious mind and to provide the guidance you seek. I do not require elaborate ceremonies or perfect phrases. A simple cry for help, a whispered confession of love, or a tearful admission of need is enough to draw me near. Come as you are, with your doubts, your questions, your joys, and your sorrows, for I accept you wholly, and I long to pour out blessings that go beyond anything you have yet encountered. Seek me in prayer, and you will find that your perspective shifts, your faith flourishes, and your spirit aligns with the wonders of my perfect will. I am profoundly interested in every detail of your life, even those mundane matters you think unworthy of mention, because if it matters to you, it matters to me. So speak freely, share your excitement, voice your frustrations, laugh, weep, and rejoice in my presence. For I cherish those genuine connections that reveal your heart without pretense. In the quiet moments of solitude, when you feel as though no one else is around, I am there, embracing you in a peace that surpasses your comprehension, eager to remind you that my love for you is as steadfast as the mountains. Let me be your closest confidant, the friend who never betrays you, and the father whose arms are always open, ready to welcome you home when you wander. Even as you pour out your heart, I am already working to supply answers, forging solutions, and orchestrating blessings for the precise time when they will yield the greatest impact. When the darkness of doubt creeps in, urging you to question my intentions or to wonder if I have forgotten my promises, stand firm and remember the many testimonies of my faithfulness throughout your life. Consider those moments when an unexpected blessing arrived just when your hope was waning, or when a sudden burst of clarity made sense of a confusion that had lingered for months. Recall the times your health was restored, or your spirit found courage right when you thought all was lost, and realize that it was I who intervened, quietly guiding you toward resolution. Let those memories serve as anchors for your faith, reminding you that if I cared enough to deliver you in the past, I will certainly remain faithful in the present and the future. Resist the urge to dwell on your limitations, and instead, focus on my limitless capacity to save, to heal, and to redeem even the most broken of circumstances. Whenever you worry about tomorrow, remember that I have already been to the future, and I have seen the blessings I will shower upon you, the connections I will create for you, and the beauty I will unveil in unexpected moments. I understand the heartbreaks that you might endure, but I promise to gather every tear, weaving them into a story of resilience and grace that will serve as a testament of my goodness. Do not fear the passing of time or the changes that inevitably come with each new season, for my love transcends every season, and my faithfulness is an anchor you can lean on, no matter the storm. Look beyond your present challenges and envision the abundant harvest I have planned, for seeds of hope have already been planted in your life, waiting for the right moment to flourish. Cling to my assurance that you are never forsaken, for I am determined to see you grow, and I will guide you from one chapter to the next with unwavering care. Let the knowledge of my constant presence embolden you to step out in faith, daring to follow the dreams I have placed in your heart, trusting that I will supply every resource you need. Do not let the discouraging voices of the world, or even the whisper of your own doubts, convince you that you are unable or unworthy, because I would not have planted those desires in you if I did not intend to help you fulfill them. Walk in faith and watch how my power moves in unexpected ways, positioning you to succeed and surrounding you with people who will uplift and support you. Often, I provide community to demonstrate that while I am your ultimate guide, I also operate through caring hearts around you, ensuring you are never isolated in your trials. Take each step with confidence, my beloved child, because I am leading you on a journey of transformation, molding you into a vessel of greater compassion, humility, and grace. You might think you are too flawed or that your mistakes disqualify you from the blessings I have promised, but nothing could be further from the truth. I see every corner of your heart, every regret, every hidden shame, and every misstep, and I choose to love you still, offering forgiveness that knows no boundaries. You are not defined by your worst decisions. You are defined by my mercy and my unrelenting purpose for your life. Allow my grace to wash over your soul, cleansing away the sense of guilt and replacing it with the knowledge that you are my masterpiece in progress. If you cling to the mistakes of your past, you will remain shackled by regret. But if you entrust them to me, I will transform them into testimonies of redemption and evidence of my immeasurable kindness. Lean into my protective arms and listen to my voice, for I am constantly speaking words of hope, direction, and comfort to your spirit. My language is one of truth and healing, never of condemnation or shame. So if you hear a voice that condemns, know it is not from me. You are not a disappointment, nor a failure in my eyes. Instead, you are a cherished child whom I am shaping through every success and every setback. When you feel unworthy of being loved, remember that I, your Creator, have chosen you before time began, and there is a destiny marked for you that only you can fulfill. When the enemy of your soul tries to convince you to give up, recall that I am your champion, and my power is made perfect in your weakness, turning each vulnerability into a channel for my divine strength. Sometimes you may grow weary, feeling as though the battles keep piling up and the finish line is nowhere in sight. But do not be discouraged, for I have a perspective that transcends the immediate. My dear one, I am preparing you to be stronger than you believe, more resilient than you can see in this moment, and more steadfast in faith than you previously dared to imagine. Trust in my ability to turn the hardest seasons into profound testimonies of grace, and to breathe life into dreams that you once thought were lost. Rather than focusing on the size of the challenges before you, fix your gaze on the magnitude of my power, which has no limit, no expiration, and no scarcity. Let your faith flourish in the knowledge that you are held by the one who formed the galaxies, and rest assured that no battle is too intense for my intervention. Take comfort in the fact that I never slumber nor sleep, but keep watch over you day and night, ensuring that every hair on your head is counted and every need of your heart is noticed. I see what you have sacrificed, the nights you cried out for understanding, the days you persevered in doing good even when it went unnoticed, and I promise that none of it is overlooked. In time, the seeds of kindness you have planted will yield a harvest of blessings, and you will reap the fruits of your faithfulness in ways that glorify my name and uplift your spirit. Remain true to your calling, serving others with generosity and compassion, for in so doing, you reflect my character, and you will experience the joys of being my representative on earth. As you continue to walk in this path of faith, let humility be your companion, gratitude be your anthem, and love be your guiding principle, reflecting me in all you do. Be wary, however, that trials may come in surprising forms, testing your patience, your perseverance, and your commitment to my ways. But take heart, for I have not left you to face them alone. My Spirit empowers you to withstand temptation, and my grace restores you when you stumble, always reminding you that you are chosen, beloved, and guided by heavenly wisdom that surpasses all human logic. There will be moments when it seems the conflict is insurmountable, yet in those times, especially, I will demonstrate my ability to bring triumph out of the darkest valleys. Lean not on your own understanding, for your perspective is limited, but trust fully in me, and I will direct your steps, leading you to places of peace, abundance, and deeper revelation of my character. I invite you now to open your heart in prayer, not as a formality, but as a genuine soul-to-soul conversation with me, where you can pour out every burden, every praise, and every desire that moves you. Let it be a space where we meet, you and I, in holy intimacy, unburdened by performance, free of shame, and overshadowed by the warmth of my presence. Allow my words to guide you, but do not fear bringing your own words to the table. If you lack words, let your sighs and tears speak, for I understand them perfectly. Every moment you spend with me in prayer is an investment in your growth, in your peace. and in the revelation of who I am and who I am calling you to be. Pray with the confidence that I am always near, leaning in to listen, eager to respond, and delighted that you sought me first before turning to the world for answers. When you lay your requests at my feet, also take time to be still and hear my voice, for communication is meant to be mutual, and I long to speak life-giving truths into your spirit. I may answer you through the wisdom of Scripture, through a sudden stirring in your heart, or through the counsel of a trusted friend whose words carry the echo of my love. Look for my fingerprints in the everyday miracles around you, the sunrise that greets you with hope, the timely encouragement from someone who cares, or the sense of peace that settles upon your heart like a gentle breeze. All these are evidence that I am working for your good, orchestrating ways to bless you and guide you toward the fulfillment of my promises. Be open to the myriad ways I choose to interact with you, for I am not confined to a single method. My creativity is boundless, and I use countless channels to align you with my perfect plan. Believe me when I say I have a future filled with hope, prosperity, and purpose mapped out for you, because I have never designed my children to live in despair or stagnation. I am He who turns mourning into dancing and sorrow into joy, who transforms a desert into a garden in full bloom, and I delight in doing so for the ones I love. Let your heart rejoice in the expectation that I will bring you through every trial not weaker, but stronger, with a faith refined by fire and a testimony that shines brightly for all to see. Your life is not an afterthought, nor is it a random occurrence. It is a meticulously crafted work of art, and I am the artist, perfecting each stroke with patience and care. You need only stand firm on the foundation of my faithfulness, and I promise you will see my goodness revealed in the land of the living. Let go of the anxieties that weigh you down, and place them in my hands, for I have the power to resolve them in ways you could not fathom. Where you see a dead end, I see a path forward. Where you see a locked door, I hold the master key. And where you see only chaos, I bring divine order. Do not limit yourself by clinging to outcomes shaped by your own limited perspective, but trust in my comprehensive view that spans all time and space. Walk in boldness, with your shoulders squared in the assurance that I, the Lord of all creation, have set you apart for my glory, and every trial that comes your way is merely an opportunity for you to see my hand at work. You will be amazed at how I orchestrate events for your benefit, turning setbacks into setups for blessings and turning each challenge into an avenue for exponential growth. Now, my beloved child, hear me as I assure you once more. My love for you is unchanging and unyielding, a steadfast anchor for your soul. You cannot outrun it, nor can you break it by your shortcomings, for it transcends your flaws and speaks of your infinite worth in my sight. Just as the father of the prodigal son raced toward his child with open arms, so do I remain ready to embrace you, celebrating every step you take back to me, no matter how long you have wandered. Let your heart rest in this reality. I am not merely present during your triumphs. I am also deeply involved in your struggles, waiting to lift you when you fall, to heal you when you hurt, and to celebrate you when you soar. Even if the world tries to diminish your value, remember that I, who formed the stars, have called you beloved, and nothing can change that intrinsic truth. Consider the new day before you as a fresh start, an opportunity to walk forward without the burden of yesterday's regrets and to anticipate the wonders of tomorrow. My grace is sufficient for you, renewing your mind, guarding your heart, and empowering you to pursue the dreams I have planted within you. Dare to dream big, because I, the Almighty, am the one fueling your aspirations, and nothing is beyond my ability to bring to fruition when you partner with me in faith. Walk into each day expecting miracles, for I delight in surprising you with grace upon grace, favor upon favor, to remind you that I am the giver of every good gift. Let hope flourish in your heart, my precious child, knowing that my plans for you are so wondrous that you will marvel at my kindness all your days. Do not fear adversity or sorrow, for I have overcome the world, and by trusting in me, you partake in that victory that surpasses human comprehension. Trials will refine you, but they will not break you. They will shape your character, but they will never destroy your destiny, for I hold your destiny in my omnipotent hands. Even if you feel pressed beyond measure, cling to the truth that I am the potter and you are the clay, and my craftsmanship intends to bring forth a vessel of honor, reflecting my glory to those around you. Joy is found not in the absence of struggle, but in the recognition that you are always carried by the one who has infinite resources of strength. Let your soul find solace in my promise that I will neither leave you nor forsake you. So even when you walk through the fire, I will be with you, protecting your spirit, and revealing my presence in the midst of all trials. Return to me in your darkest nights and earliest mornings, and you will discover that my light pierces the gloom, giving direction when you feel lost or uncertain. If weariness grips your body and mind, come to me, and I will provide rest for your soul, refreshing you in a way no earthly comfort can. I am your eternal refuge, a fortress impervious to the storms that come to shake your spirit, and within these walls of my mercy, you will find healing for your deepest wounds. The anxieties that once dominated your thoughts will lose their hold as you immerse yourself in the steadfast assurance of my words. Believe it wholeheartedly. My grace and compassion will never fail, and every morning will be a reminder that you are renewed in my faithful love. Treasure every promise I have given you, for they are life and strength to your spirit, carrying the weight of my unassailable truth. Allow them to permeate your mind, shaping your perspective so that fear loses its grip and hope takes center stage. Declare these promises over your life, letting them guide your decisions, for in so doing, you align your actions with my holy purpose. Each day is an opportunity to stand firmly on the rock of my faithfulness, unshaken by the winds of doubt that might try to undermine your resolve. Remember that your confidence is not in your own ability, but in my inexhaustible might, and that is reason enough to face every sunrise with anticipation rather than anxiety. Know that I see you as a champion, not because you never struggle, but because you keep rising up, spurred on by the Holy Spirit who dwells within you. My beloved child, you have far more resilience than you realize, and each time you call upon my name, you unleash a power greater than any earthly force. When you pray in faith, mountains move, hearts soften, and doors open, because I, the one who hears your prayers, delight in responding with divine demonstrations of my love. Nothing pleases me more than seeing you grow in trust, wholeheartedly relying on my ability to do the impossible. Let your faith guide your steps and watch the wonders I will perform, not just for you, but also through you, as a witness to others that I am the living God who still works miracles today. I urge you, do not withhold your gifts or talents for fear of failure, for I have entrusted them to you so that you might shine my light into this world. In everything you do, from the simplest tasks to the grandest endeavors, do it as though you are working directly for me, offering your best with a joyful and thankful heart. Through your dedication and excellence, you honor the one who placed these gifts within you, and you reflect my creativity back to creation. If you stumble or make a mistake, do not be discouraged, for I am a loving teacher, guiding you to learn and grow beyond your current limitations. Be open to correction, for my discipline comes from a place of love, eager to see you flourish and become everything you were designed to be. Remember to keep love at the forefront of all your interactions, for love is my very essence, the defining mark of those who follow me. Let your kindness speak volumes about my heart, Let your forgiveness disarm those who expect retaliation, and let your compassion break down walls of hostility. Reflect me in your words and actions, showing mercy to those who least deserve it, just as I have extended mercy to you beyond measure. This world needs more reflections of my selfless love, more tangible expressions of my grace, and I have chosen you as one of the vessels through which my love can flow. Every smile, every comforting word, and every act of service becomes a seed planted in fertile soil, sure to grow into something beautiful, painting a picture of my kingdom on earth. As you persist in this journey, be mindful that challenges do not mean you are on the wrong path. Often they are indicators of the breakthrough that lies on the other side, signifying that you are pressing into new territory that requires greater faith. Press on with courage, recalling how I led my people through wilderness seasons, providing manna from heaven when no food could be found, bringing water from a rock when thirst threatened to overwhelm them, and guiding them by a pillar of fire when darkness enveloped the land. I remain the same, capable of miracles beyond your imagination, and I long to show you that I can turn your desert places into a paradise overflowing with blessing. Let each trial propel you closer to me, the source of every solution, until you stand in awe of how even the most impossible challenges bow to my sovereign will. Trust me enough to relinquish control, laying down your compulsion to figure everything out on your own. When you surrender your cares into my hands, you make space for me to operate with divine precision, orchestrating outcomes far superior to what your own plans could achieve. Resist the temptation to panic when circumstances shift abruptly, remembering that my vantage point is broader, my timing perfect, and my methods beyond comprehension. Lean on my understanding, which is flawless, while admitting your own is limited, for in humility, you allow my power to flourish in every aspect of your life. The practice of trust will liberate you from the shackles of worry, instilling in you a peace that surpasses all understanding, an inexplicable calm even in the face of turmoil. As the seasons of your life change, be it from youth to adulthood, or from one chapter of purpose to another, do not dread the transitions, for I remain consistent throughout. My loving gaze follows you from one stage to the next, carefully equipping you to handle the responsibilities of each new season with wisdom that comes from above. Embrace the passing of time not as a threat, but as a gift to discover deeper layers of my faithfulness, for with every season, I reveal more of my heart and my plan. The inevitability of change is not something to fear, because I, the great I am, do not change, and my love for you remains as strong and fresh as the moment I first formed you. In each phase of your journey, you will find new expressions of my grace, new revelations of my glory, and fresh testimonies of my goodness. Now, my cherished one, let me again assert my unwavering promise. I will be with you until the very end of the age, never leaving you alone or forsaken. Let these words settle in your heart, for they are a seal upon your spirit, affirming that you are forever mine. I have conquered death, shattered the grip of sin, and triumphantly risen to ensure that you might live abundantly, secure in the knowledge of my everlasting commitment. Keep this image firmly in mind, my arms wide open, ready to enfold you in the fullness of love that transcends human comprehension, a love that forgives, nurtures, and protects. Should you ever doubt or feel lost, return to this truth as often as you need, for it will ground you in the certainty that my intentions for you are always for good, and that goodness extends beyond any present trial you might face. In the silent stillness when you contemplate your place in the grand tapestry of life, remember that I have ordained your steps, and that every day is fashioned in my book. I watch over you with delight, seeing how you are slowly but surely being molded into the image of my Son, learning to walk in grace and truth. Celebrate the progress you have made, acknowledging that while perfection is not required, sincerity and willingness to grow are treasured by me. I do not demand feats of grandeur beyond your capacity, but I ask that you yield your heart, letting my spirit shape you into a reflection of my own nature. As you do, you will feel my peace settle in, reaffirming that you are precisely where you need to be, carried forward by my unstoppable love. Let me leave you with a blessing that you can carry as you go forth, assured in my presence and convinced of my goodness. I bless you with wisdom that surpasses your years, so that you might discern the path of righteousness in a world filled with many distractions. I bless you with courage to stand firm even when opposition rises, clinging to the truth that I am your champion. I bless you with an overflow of hope that radiates from your spirit to those around you, transforming hearts by the power of my enduring promises. Finally, I bless you with a spirit of steadfast faith, that you might persevere until the very end, where you will see the fulfillment of all I have spoken over your life. My child, stand up today and walk forward in the peace of my eternal covenant with you, confident that the best is yet to come, for I always complete what I begin, and I am at work bringing forth a harvest of blessings. In every season, in every test, in every celebration, I remain the same, watching over you with love that will never wane. Take hold of my hand and step into your future without fear, for I go before you, smoothing the rough places and setting the stage for victory. Do not doubt that you are cherished, wanted, and covered by my grace, for this has been my plan from the start, to bring you into the fullness of my presence and to shower you with kindness beyond measure. As you trust in my word, my presence, and my guidance, you will discover that you are indeed encompassed by my goodness now and forevermore. And as you carry this message in your heart, do not allow weariness or external voices to dilute the truth of who you are in my sight, for I have called you blessed and destined you for a fullness of life that transcends mere survival. I desire you to thrive, to witness my hand of provision daily, and to rest in the awareness that every good gift comes from me, the Father of lights, in whom there is no shadow of turning. Even when the road ahead seems uncharted or strewn with obstacles, remember that I am the God who makes rivers flow in barren deserts and who causes even the driest of wastelands to yield life again. Trust that I am capable of breathing fresh vigor into your weary bones and of igniting renewed passion for the dreams I have instilled within your soul. Above all, keep your eyes fixed on me, for my gaze on you is never filled with disappointment, only a continuous urging to keep moving forward, blossoming in the light of my unconditional love. When you encounter voices that sow seeds of doubt or shame, return swiftly to the shelter of my truth, which proclaims you are chosen, redeemed, and permanently etched in the heart of the one who formed you. The world may attempt to define you by your missteps, your shortcomings, or your past, but I define you by the love of a Savior who offered himself for your freedom. Take my hand in faith, for I have not run out of grace. With each new dawn, I extend mercy that is sufficient, kindness that is unrelenting, and joy that is your strength. When the battle rages fiercely around you, know that I have placed my spirit within you to stand firm, to hold on to the unshakable foundation of my word, and to watch mountains crumble at the sound of your steadfast faith. You never stand alone. You stand clothed in my righteousness, a testament to the unbreakable bond between Creator and creation, forged by covenant and sealed with eternal promise. Consider the stars at night, each one hanging in the vast tapestry of the sky, and realize that just as they shine without fear or reservation, I desire you to let your light shine boldly in this world. Each talent, each passion, and each aspiration serves as a divine spark, part of a greater constellation of my children shining with the radiance of my glory. When you feel overshadowed by others or uncertain of how your small light could make a difference, recall how even a tiny flame can lead someone through the darkest hallway. Do not concern yourself with comparisons, for I have created you with unique gifts meant to bless you and those around you, just as each star has its own place in the firmament. Keep shining and allow my love to kindle in you a brilliance that testifies of hope, redemption, and the immeasurable beauty of a life lived in my presence. Draw near to those who uplift you and speak my truth into your life, for community can be a powerful channel of my love. Wherever 2 or 3 gather in my name, I am there among them, blessing their fellowship with mutual edification and shared purpose. Seek relationships founded on grace, rooted in authenticity, and ablaze with a passion for my kingdom. For such bonds will enrich your life, inspire your faith, and provide a refuge of belonging. In those genuine connections, you will find the courage to confess your struggles and the empathy needed to support each other in prayer and wise counsel. Through community, I weave together testimonies of transformation, knitting hearts together in the tapestry of my divine family, where each member supports the others, reflecting the unity that I, your Father, cherish so deeply. Yet remember, even when human relationships falter or disappoint, I remain your unchanging anchor, steadfast when all else shifts like sand beneath your feet. If you find yourself experiencing heartbreak or betrayal, run to me, for my comfort will outlast every disappointment, and my presence will mend the cracks that threaten to destabilize your hope. Let go of the offense that robs you of your joy, and allow me to heal the wound, preventing any root of bitterness from taking hold in your heart. Harboring resentment burdens you, so I call you to release it into my hands, trusting that I am just, that I see every wrong, and that I will deal with matters in my perfect way and timing. As you relinquish pain, forgiveness becomes a transforming power in your life, setting you free to experience deeper levels of peace and aligning your heart with the mercy I continually extend to you. Be vigilant, for your adversary prowls like a roaring lion, seeking to devour the confidence I have lovingly built within you. But be not afraid. I have equipped you with armor that no force of darkness can penetrate. Truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, my word, and prayer. Clothe yourself daily in these gifts, not as a sign of paranoia, but as a declaration that you stand under my sovereignty, fortified by the authority of my name. Speak my promises aloud in moments of temptation or spiritual warfare, and watch how the enemy retreats, unable to withstand the power of my word or the authority I have vested in you as my child. With each victory over temptation or despair, your faith grows mightier, and you become a more radiant beacon of hope for those wrestling with their own darkness, eager for a glimpse of my saving light. When sorrow visits, as it does in every life, allow yourself to grieve, but also permit yourself to hope. For I turn weeping into dancing in due time. My dear one, I draw near to the brokenhearted, healing their wounds and inviting them to discover that a season of mourning can lead to deeper trust in my faithful character. Joy does not mean the absence of trials. It arises from the certainty that I am bigger than any loss, and I walk with you through every valley, carrying you when your strength fails. Do not fear that your sorrow will isolate you, for I understand every nuance of your pain, having tasted suffering and death for the sake of redeeming humanity. Know that in the quiet chambers of your sorrow, my gentle hand rests on your shoulder, and my love envelopes your tears, preparing your heart for the dawn of a brighter day. Faith is not an easy road, but it is the road of genuine encounter with me, where miracles become possible, and where the unseen reality of my kingdom breaks into your world. Persevere, my child, through doubts and uncertainties, for I can handle your questions, and I beckon you to wrestle with me in prayer until I illuminate your path. Faith does not demand absolute certainty. Rather, it calls you to trust in my character even when clarity eludes you. If you fall into a moment of disbelief, do not give in to shame. Remember how I extended grace to those who doubted and how I revealed truth in a way they could comprehend. Cling to the knowledge that I am not threatened by your honest questions, and that I meet you exactly where you are, graciously guiding you to ever-increasing faith and maturity. At times, I will stretch you beyond familiar territory, calling you to step onto unfamiliar waters, just as I once invited my disciples to walk on the sea in the midst of a storm. Do not let fear paralyze you. Fix your eyes on me, the one who commands the winds and the waves, and trust that my hand will keep you from sinking. Each leap of faith, whether big or small, is an opportunity to discover my supernatural power undergirding your natural limitations. And when you feel yourself faltering, call out to me as Peter did, and I will immediately reach out, lifting you above the swirling currents of worry and uncertainty. Through these experiences, your testimony of my faithfulness will grow, becoming a lighthouse that encourages others to step out of their own boats of fear and into the adventures of faith that await them. As you continue to walk this path of abiding in my presence, let gratitude be the language of your heart. For gratitude opens doors that bitterness and self-pity keep sealed shut. By actively recognizing my daily blessings, you awaken your spirit to the countless ways I nurture you, shield you, and shower you with favor. A thankful heart sees my fingerprints even in the mundane, savoring the small delights that form the larger tapestry of a blessed life. When you practice gratitude, you strengthen your perception of my goodness, reminding yourself that I, the giver of all good things, am close, intimately involved in your personal story. In that place of thanksgiving, you find the energy to push through difficulties, trusting in my sustaining grace to take you one step further and reveal the wonder behind each challenge. Do not underestimate the power of peace in a world so ridden with conflict and strife. My peace, which transcends mere human understanding, acts as an unassailable fortress around your heart and mind, guarding you from the arrows of anxiety. Let it reign as an umpire in your life, discerning which thoughts to allow in and which to cast out. This peace is not born of complacency, but of unwavering assurance that I hold all things in my sovereign hands, working them together for good. It is a supernatural gift, the fruit of a life surrendered to my perfect love. For my perfect love casts out all fear, enabling you to breathe deeply, love freely, and stand courageously in a world that longs for such serenity. My beloved, as you draw near to the conclusion of this reflection, do not let my words simply fade away like a passing breeze. Instead, wrap your heart around them, letting them take root in the fertile soil of your spirit, watered by prayer and illuminated by Scripture. Return to these truths whenever uncertainty knocks on your door, reaffirming that I am your provider, protector, and friend. Speak life over your circumstances, declare hope over every impossibility, and allow love to redefine every broken or uncertain place in your journey. The more you immerse yourself in my promises, the more you will experience the transformative power of my presence, bringing forth a harvest of peace, joy, and confidence that no storm can steal. So go forth now, cherished one, with the affirmation that you are profoundly loved, eternally cared for, and divinely equipped to face whatever tomorrow holds. You have my blessing, my authority, and the seal of my Spirit upon you, marking you as a recipient of infinite grace and boundless compassion. Let your spirit rest in the knowledge that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, and my dedication to your well-being has no end. Step into each new day with a spring in your step, trusting that my angels stand guard over you, that my word enlightens your path, and that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Remember, the best is yet to come, for in me all things are made new, and your destiny glistens with promise, crowned by my everlasting faithfulness. Cherish these words as living water for your soul, returning to them as often as needed to refresh your spirit, rejuvenate your courage, and remind you that my love is inexhaustible. My child, take heart and rest in my everlasting arms, for you are held, you are guided, and you are forever adored. May you walk every step in the bold assurance that I walk with you, orchestrating blessings, forging pathways, and unveiling miracles beyond your highest expectations. Remember who you are, a beloved heir of my kingdom, designed to shine brightly in the darkness, a testimony of divine grace and unwavering hope. Let my voice be the loudest in your mind, propelling you forward with unwavering faith, sustaining you through every challenge and rejoicing with you in every triumph. I stand at the threshold of your next chapter, ready to reveal more of my glory and to demonstrate that my goodness extends farther than you have dared to dream. Receive the fullness of my blessing, my child, and believe with all your heart that I am working all things together for your good and my magnificent purpose. Let your final thought be this: you are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love, eager to see you flourish, and determined to bestow upon you a life that abounds in peace, joy, and marvelous grace. Hold fast to me, and you will discover that my plan indeed is to unfold every manner of goodness in your life, surpassing every expectation, crowning you with love that knows no limits. This is my solemn promise, sealed by my faithfulness, as you dwell under the shadow of my almighty wings, secure and beloved for all eternity.